If you think that you are an introvert, there's a 50% chance that you're actually not an introvert. You're an extrovert that just hasn't unlocked his powers. And I'll tell you a bit more about that. When I was 13 years old, I remember very clearly I was having McDonald's with my family. And it was at Hougang Mall. And there's the glass, right? We were seated up with the seats near the glass. So me, my family, my two brothers and my mum and my dad. My brothers were at the inside, towards the glass side. And I was sitting more towards the aisles. So it's easier for me to leave and then come back. So my mum was counting the food packets and everything. I was about to eat my hotcakes already. So just when I just cut a piece for myself to eat, my mum counted that we're missing 2 pieces of maple syrup. 2 packets of maple syrup. So she told me, Yuan, can you go to the counter and ask for 2 pieces of maple syrup? 13-year-old me, I stopped eating. I was about to put it in my mouth. I was like, I had the social skills of a snail. I had so much trouble trying to interact with a person at counter just to ask for 2 maple syrup. My social confidence was just that low. And I remember we had a good 10 minutes of me hesitating. Just a simple task, right? Just going up to the front counter. I had hesitated for a good 10 minutes. And my dad was down there was half shouting at me saying that you cannot do this if you're a man. You cannot be so afraid. So with that, my mom she went up to the counter and took the maple syrup instead. So when that happened, obviously my dad wasn't happy. So that was a very awkward meal. I clearly remember that. Fast forward 6 years later, I'm 19 years old. And the past 2 months, I went to many social events. I have met more than 100 people, shook more than 100 hands, listened to more than 100 stories, and remembered more than 100 names. So how on earth did I make that transformation from literally not being able to ask for maple syrup at a McDonald's counter to willingly asking about people's day, learning about so many kinds of people, shaking 100 different hands, remembering 100 different names? How on earth did I make that transformation? And the transformation didn't happen throughout 6 years. It actually happened through one particular mindset shift that I want you to understand. But one mindset shift and another sub-mindset shift. I want you to understand this in this video. Firstly, have you ever heard of those MBTI quiz? You've definitely heard of them before. They're so popular. And I hate those quizzes. I absolutely hate those quizzes. Because they give you a label. When you take those quizzes and they'll tell you are 50%, you have the 51% I, 49% E, which is 49% introvert, 49% extrovert, 51% introvert. So you're going to be thinking, oh, so I'm an introvert. So you're going to automatically frame to be like an introvert. There's this psychological principle called framing, where if you tell someone something, they're going to be more likely to behave like that something. Like if you have brothers and sisters, you understand, younger brothers and sisters, you understand this. When you ask them to clear up their toys, can you clear up your toys? It's very messy. When you tell them that, they're not going to want to clear it up. But if you frame it for them, saying, hey, you're actually really good at cleaning up the stuff. I remembered when you cleaned up this place last time, it was very clean. Can you help me clean up the toys? But the thing is that they are going to willingly want to prove you correct. They're going to willingly want to clear up the toys really, really well to prove that what you said about them clearing up the toys is true. A lot of big words, but if you have younger siblings, you understand that, right? And it's very, very similar to what's happening here. Like if I am to tell you, you're breathing manually, your toes are touching each other, your fingers are touching each other, and you can see your nose. Suddenly I frame this for you and now you have to do it. Am I right? You have to breathe, man. You hate me now, but you have to breathe manually now. You have to separate your toes now. And you have to see your nose now. Am I right? You have to manually blur out your nose now. Right? That's because I framed it for you that way. And this is why I hate that quiz so much, because it gives you a label. It tells you are an introvert. So now you have to behave like an introvert. And you will behave like an introvert if you follow this stupid quiz. So I want you to clear this out. I want you to frame yourself not as an introvert. But there comes another sub-mindset shift, right? But maybe I'm an ambivert, maybe I'm an introvert, maybe an extrovert. How do I know which one I truly am before I frame myself? Ambivert is bullshit. There's no such thing as an ambivert. I want you to think about this. When you say that there's three things, right? There's introvert, there's extrovert, and there's ambivert, which is right in the middle, right? So you're saying that the introvert's like the 0 and an extrovert is at 100. So what does that mean for ambivert? You are 1 to 99? Doesn't sound fair, right? But that's one thing. The other thing is that I want you to think of the most extroverted person. Like think of him in your mind right now. Okay, the most extroverted person ever. You can go up to anybody, he can talk. He's always talking, okay? Think of that guy. Have you thought about him? Okay. Now, he's in his room alone. There's nobody with him. It's at night, it's 1 a.m. There's nobody at home in his room. How do you think he'll be behaving? He's the most extroverted person you'll see. But because he's an extrovert, does that mean he's going to start striking up a conversation with the wall? No, right? Because introversion and extroversion, it's not a yes or no. It's not a binary thing. It's an analog thing. It's the ability to switch between the two. Everybody has the ability to switch between the two. And that means everybody's an ambivert. When everybody's an ambivert, what's the point of giving us a label? It's like you're a human being. It's just a thing. Everybody's ambiverted. There's no such thing as ambiverting when everybody's an ambivert, right? I hope that makes sense, but that's just the way I see it. So I want you to think about this. You are not you're not an ambivert, you're not an introvert, you're not an extrovert. You're a human being with both powers of introversion and extroversion. And most of us, we have developed our powers in introversion by staying alone a lot, by using our phone, social media a lot, but we haven't really fully unlocked the powers of extroversion. Introversion is really about deep thoughts alone, where you journal, where you read your books, and then you start having all these philosophical thoughts about life. But extroversion is your ability to connect with another individual, connect with many different individuals. Not just like physical, like hi, what's up, but you genuinely enter their spirit, enter another person's spirit, and you understand what's going on in their body. Wait, I'll come out in a moment. So, the main mindset shift I want you to have, I just cleared the sub-mindset shift of don't give yourself a frame, don't give yourself a label of being an introvert. I want you to have this main mindset shift. You are a human being that has worked really well on their powers of introversion, but you have not fully developed your powers of extroversion. So I want you to imagine this, okay? There's like a bar out of 100. There's 2 bars out of 100, okay? Your introversion skill is like a 70. It's like an 80, right? Your extroversion skill is also an 80, but there is a lock on it. You know, one of those, you have yet to unlock this area, get 50 magic stats before you can access it. Something like that, you know? You have to speak to 50 different people first before you can unlock. You can get rid of that lock and you can open up that extroversion area, the area of extroversion, that skill of extroversion. Now that you think about it that way, it hits different, right? It's not that you can't do it. You have the ability to do it. It's just that you haven't put in the stat points into it for you to unlock that area. You can only unlock that skill once you put enough stat points into it. That's the main mindset shift I want you to hear. Well, my name is Niguang, and this channel is all about me sharing the stuff I learned, about my adventures, about the stuff I learned from books, and I want to document every single aspect of it in my life. And if you like me so far, you can check out the rest of the videos if you like this video so far, you can check out the rest of the videos in my YouTube channel. And if you really want to help and support this channel, you can drop a subscribe. You really help me. Cheers, bro. I hope to see you next time. Oomph.